is Sam Pirozzolo, and once again, you're with Right Bites TV. Joining me for this Right Bites segment is fellow Staten Islander Joseph Pidoriano, who happens to be one of Staten Island's youngest up-and-coming entrepreneurs. Joseph asked to be on the show today because he wanted to discuss his favorite mayoral candidate, which happens to be Nicole Malliotakis. Joe, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you very much, Sam, for having me here. I love it, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. So tell us about Nicole. What's going on?
Nicole, I was the one who probably got her to run. In fact, on March 23rd, I wrote a beautiful letter to her telling her to run for office because, as you know, the mayoral candidates prior to her running were like nobodies pretty much. Like, not to say anything bad about Faulkner, but he was a nobody because, you know, as compared to Nicole or Paul Massey, who made backroom deals with de Blasio, as you know. Right? Remember that?
So how is Nicole doing in her race?
Nicole's doing great, honestly. Don't listen to these polls. These polls are very marginalized. They're not aggregate polls, and they take a small sample size, and these polls are very biased.
So let's talk about the latest scandal, which is apparently some very rich guy says for $100,000 he bought his $193,000 he bought his way into Mayor de Blasio's office. What do you think of that?
I think it's disgusting. I think it shows the true weakness of the mayor. It shows the fact that he is a very corrupt and crooked official, and it shows that he is not just somebody who is corrupt and crooked, but he's also just, he's very, like, he'll buy into anybody. So if you pay him like $193,000, he'll listen to you. That tells you something. He's a typical politician. And Nicole...
Maybe we should take up a collection and see what kind of influence we can get.
Yes.
All right. So listen, I think this is great news for Nicole Malliotakis. It could not have come at a better time. You know, everyone is saying that de Blasio is a shoo-in. He's automatically going to win. You know, it would really be a shame for New York City to elect Mayor de Blasio.
If he gets reelected, God forbid, which we should not be saying that because I'm on our team. We should be keeping everything positive. She's going to win. She's going to be our next mayor. That's what we always saying. But he is not. But God forbid, worst comes to worst, he's going to have his commissioners running the city. And you know how competent his commissioners are, right?
I don't know about any competence there.
I'm being sarcastic when I'm saying that. But basically, his commissioners are going to be running the city. And you can even see it at the town halls. He gives out all the answers to his commissioners. He asks his commissioners to answer the questions. And meanwhile, they answer the questions by saying, oh, email us or call us and we'll get back to you. Half the time, or should I say about 90% of the time, they don't get back to you.
Well, I will tell you, when de Blasio was on Staten Island at IS-27, I did go. Well, that's absolutely true. But they also control the questions. You know, when you walked in, and I went down to Borough Hall when he came, they give you, his staff, his team, give you a card. Yeah. And they want you to write your question and then submit the card. Mm-hmm. It's not like he takes cold questions from the floor, or at least what the appearance is. But I will tell you, I think it was this morning, maybe last night, on the Fox News channel, which is a fair and balanced news station, so it's very similar to mine. There was a new Nicole Malliotakis commercial, and I really thought that was fantastic. It was Nicole Malliotakis with her parents in her home explaining about her mother and father.
And that was a very important commercial that was great. And, you know, I've done work for her, but not those kind of commercials. I've done motion picture videos for her, which I'm not going to really get into right now. But I really think it's important that she wins. And because this is not just any election. This is an election to determine the future of our city. And, you know, last election, we had, like, so many people stay home and not vote because they just didn't like either candidate or because for whatever reason. They didn't think the election was important. This is the most important election in the city because right now New York is reverting back to the 70s and the 80s when the homelessness was out of control. New York small businesses are leaving. 8,000 jobs were lost, specifically according to
people urinating on the streets.
Yes, people urinating on the streets. The subways are terrible in New York. New York is becoming a disgusting city under this mayor. And shame on him for being weak and irresponsible in terms of the governance of this city. And his city council is, most of the city council, I'd say about 90% of them, they're a bunch of dead weights, all right? They're a bunch of community activists who have nothing better to do with their life. They got lucky, got elected, and then, you know, bingo.
All right, so there's really not much more I can add to that, folks. So we're going to have to end this Right Bite segment right there because that's hitting the nail on the head. So once again, you're with Sam Pirozzolo and Joseph Pidoriano. You're on watching Right Bites TV. Yep. Thank you for watching this bite, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Have a good evening.